You know, Leon, you are helping so many people. I'm just so proud of you.
You know what? Hey,
Y'all.
you know what, Bridget? I didn't do this on my own. My ex-girlfriend 2 years ago, June of 2021, told me to
Mhm.
start making videos because she was in the medical field and she
Okay.
knew about my narcissistic personality disorder. She knew
Mhm.
about narcissism. And she was like, and you know what? Even 2 years ago, I wasn't ready to do this. And I wasn't even ready to be in a relationship, but I tried. I wasn't ready. So I need to talk to you all about therapy. People think when you go into therapy, boom, it's
Mhm.
no. It takes even years after that because it's a disorder. It's not a disability.
And you know, I'm thinking about when you said disorder. That's part of your personality, right?
Yeah.
So how
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
you yeah, how do you disconnect your personality?
No, you can't. What you have to do is it's the behaviors that you have to work on.
Okay.
Okay, so behaviors, addictions like anger behavior, anger
Mhm.
management, being lustful, seductive, disrespectful, rude, arrogant, self-centered, cocky, right, egotistical.
Mhm.
I'm an overt type of person, so my personality was always, I'm very social,
Mhm.
very flirtatious, um, very promiscuous. Those things happened to me, and that's who I become later in life. And I just like it was my go-to thing. It was my
Mhm.
character, and so I lived it. I overdid it. I overdid it in my marriage. I overdid it in everything. I wasn't gonna let go of it until I had the courage to sit down and talk to a therapist. I was in therapy 3 times and I failed. I walked out twice because I was like, people don't understand. It's like narcissistic people will never change.
Mhm.
That could be true if they don't never want to change.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be seriously honest with you. A strong man, a good man, or a good woman, a strong woman, that
Mhm.
narcissistic person will start to work on themselves for that person. I know for a fact because I'm doing it. My ex-girlfriend has me doing this. I haven't talked to her in over 2 years, but then I got closer to God, and I
Mhm.
was never a God-fearing
Mhm.
dude. I was like, I didn't want to go to church, didn't want to smell the Bible, didn't want to smell the pew,
Mhm.
that wood in the church,
Mhm.
didn't want to look at the stained glass. I was like, nah, but I enjoyed being evil.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of what you said. So did you know that you were doing these things intentionally,
Just
or you know,
say
was
that again. You broke up. You broke up, Bridget.
did you know you were intentionally manipulating and deceiving?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, see, this is the thing. People say, "Well, they don't know what they're doing." So you mean to tell me that as a senior lead, let's say any narcissistic person, you
Mhm.
mean to tell me they can get up, go to work, they can come up with a plan, they can lead people, they can pay bills, they can argue, they can yell, they can fight, they can cheat, they can manipulate, they can gaslight, they can go,
Mhm.
and they don't know what they're doing? I
Mhm.
knew I knew every second of the day what I was doing. I knew as a young kid there was something wrong with me. I didn't know that it was going to be narcissistic
Mhm.
because they didn't start diagnosing people until the 80s. But then when I
Okay.
turned in my teens and stuff, I knew something was wrong. Something was wrong with me. I used to be scared of girls, terrified of women, terrified because of my cousins and my
Mhm.
babysitter ruined me, and I never got over it. And then when they started dying, two of them died, and I was like, psh. Then my uncle died. He was touching my penis. And I was like, psh. So I learned how to not
Mhm.
care, and before I was 11 years old. You mean to tell me you think I'm gonna turn out to be an empath? I'm gonna turn out to be very hateful, very
Mhm.
rude, very disrespectful, very sneaky. And then it didn't help for me to be a decent looking guy as I got older.
Mhm.
Even in my teens, women were always like touching me and kissing me and grab my
Mhm.
face and run their hands through my hair. It was just like, geez, leave me alone. And then when they left me alone, I'm like, man, what's wrong, man? Am I gay? There's nothing wrong with being gay. I have gay people in my family. I have gay friends, but I'm straight. But I was thinking like,
Mhm.
what's wrong with me? Because my uncles touched me, and then I started hating girls. And then I was scared of girls, and I didn't like girls, and I lusted for girls, and I wanted to hurt them.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna talk tonight whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. Okay,
And
so
so
when you say you wanted to hurt them, you wanted to
I wanted
like
them to feel that type of hurt that I had. I don't want to physically hurt them. I wanted them to feel the pain that I had in my little body and my spirit. I was like, I ain't got no I ain't got no spirit. But I was like, you got to feel how I'm feeling. That way you will stop treating me that way. And it's like, so when I to become this narcissistic, chauvinistic, promiscuous man, it wasn't hard because I was tired of being afraid of
mhm.
girls. I was tired of crying. My teeth are big because I used to suck my thumb. And so I have an overbite, permanent. I developed an oral fixation because my cousins used to grab me and put their tongue in my mouth and kiss me. So like now, you'll always see me with a straw or something in my mouth. And I learned in therapy that I have an oral fixation problem from being kissed so much as a little kid. I didn't know that. I had no idea. And so I made myself become this little young man. And then girls were still like, one girl that gave me gonorrhea, I was 15, she was 14. I'm like, you know, and then the other girl that was take me home, feed me, buy me, cook me a steak, give me oral sex, have sex with me, keep me in her basement for like 6 hours and send me home for like a year. And I thought that was normal. I was okay with it. And so I go to my cousins, I go to my babysitter, I'm watching porn, my uncle's touching me, my parents getting divorced, my mother getting beat up. I could have turned into a few things. I could have been a murderer because I wanted to kill my uncle. And I had the gun because my mother had a gun that she tried to kill my father with. So I don't know how she kept the gun. She kept the gun. My plan was to kill him. I was 10, 11 years old, and I already thought it through. So narcissistically thinking, I started being very mischievous and manipulative as a little boy. Like critical thinking is tough for me. It's too much work to think outside the box. But I was thinking outside the box as a kid. How can I be vindictive? How can I hurt him because he hurt me? You know, and so it started coming together, and I started feeling good. I didn't want to go to church. My family never prayed before we ate meals. Never, never, never. And I know that for a fact. And so when I started meeting girls, I'm bouncing around, but I started meeting girls that were from a praying family. I'd be like, why we got to pray before we eat? You know, it was horrible. It was bad. And so I had to learn how to be this person that you see now. But this person you see now, I had to relearn how to be him, because before this, Leon, I was an MF, Bridget. I was a very dangerous person to be with. I put my girlfriend's life at risk. I put my ex-wife's life at risk because I was dating women. While I was married, I was a cheater. I was a dater. I was a serial dater. I was a cheater. I was an abuser, verbally abusive. I was so mentally abusive, all of these things. So these people that are making these videos talking about, well, here's how you can get a narcissistic person to fall in love with you. Here's how you get a narcissistic person. You can permanently injure the narcissistic person. You can't. They can get them to like you a lot. You got to ease into it, right? I'm capable of that now. My narcissism was through the roof from age 20 to 46. And then I went into therapy. I didn't volunteer and say, hey, I need help, because I loved who I was. I loved having an abundance of women. I loved having sex with different women. I loved being promiscuous. I loved being a whore. And I was making $120,000 a year in the Navy. Who's gonna tell me anything? Yeah.
So Leon, let me ask you something. You wasn't afraid of like while you were cheating?
No.
Were you,
Bridget,
you're a risk taker?
Yeah, narcissistic people don't fear consequences because I'm gonna tell you why. There was no consequences for me. I didn't care about getting caught. I would lie my way out of it. I would deny it to your face, and I had no sense of wherewithal. Well, I had wherewithal because I was able to strategically do things and not care about it, because I would place it in my mind. If I get caught, then this is how I'm gonna deal with it.
Okay.
But I'm only gonna get caught once. But if I get caught twice, and she stays with me, it's no big deal if I get caught a third time. So I had to talk my way through it, right? And so I would tell women, look, don't deal with me. I ain't no good, for real. Don't date me. They'd be like, all right, well, Leon, and then when I cheat, because I'm going to cheat, they're hurting, crying. I was like, well, I told you don't mess with me, because I did. So how
did women think they can change you?
And that made it worse for them, because it's like, okay, so I warned you. And now, if you catch me cheating, you're going to think that it's bad. But I told you, don't trust me. I'm no good. And then when you catch me cheating, you're going to think that you can make me stop cheating. But I'm addicted to cheating. Now I'm going to be mad because you're trying to change me.
Wow.
So people don't understand how deep this narcissism crap goes. And it don't make it any better when you're highly successful, highly functioning, like I am. It didn't make it any. It made it worse.
Oh, but you probably had women just.
Yeah, and even overseas, I was like, I'm gonna tell you something, Bridget. I've never been rejected, never, and I'm not bragging. I'm just telling y'all how it happens, how I became who I became, and other narcissistic men being successful. To get into the military, I had to take the exam 5 times. I was never a smart person. I was called slow and dense. And I remember those things. And so I said, okay. So I started lifting weights and running when I was 9. I knew I was going to join the military at 9 years old. Both of my parents dropped out of school. They never finished the 9th grade. So we didn't talk about college. We never talked about God. Didn't talk about the Bible. There were Bibles in the house, but I was pretty much on my own at 11. So, and I'm bouncing around a little bit, but I became who I became because I had to survive by any means necessary. So things were easy for me. Girls liked me when I was a little boy. And then I went through these changes where my uncles touched me and I was embarrassed and I was crying. I was peeing in the bed. My teeth turned green. You know, I lost myself. And so I had 2 suicide ideations when I was a kid. I was in love with older women when I was a kid. My first love were my cousins. So then you go, well, dang, I'm not supposed to love my cousins, but they molested me. So if my cousins love me, supposed to love me, and they molest me, and my babysitter's supposed to protect me, and my mother hired her, and she took my virginity, I don't love anybody. I'm telling you, I had these conversations as a little kid. And so I was fearful of being close to people because the people that were close to me were hurting me. And I couldn't fight back. I couldn't tell because I was afraid of retaliation. So what did I do? I held it in. And I thought about killing myself. And so when I got through that hurdle, I said, okay, I didn't kill myself. I didn't beat him up. I didn't get my uncle. So then I started bullying my sister, choking her, hitting her upside the head. But I made my sister tough, but I went overboard. And then my anger towards women went away. It became fear. And then I got gonorrhea. And then the other girl would captured me, would keep me hostage. And I'm like, if I keep going like this, women gonna I'm gonna wind up killing somebody. So I developed an anger towards women. But remember, I was watching porn at 7, so I was addicted to women sexually. So I saw women as somebody I could hurt and destroy their mind and their heart, and then I could have sex with them. And so I started doing that as I got older. So what happened? You know what happened then? When I made a woman cry, it turned me on.
Wow.
And so that's why you see these movies Snapped and these serial killers. I understand how they think. I've never been a serial killer, but I killed hopes and wishes and dreams of women on purpose. I would come in, make them think they were special. And I feel bad to this day. I got to die with this, but make them feel special. And then they felt special. They got too close to me. When they got too close to me, I'm like, oh no, I know you're going to hurt me because I can't love you, but you stand with me. And then you're going to then you try to make me love you. I hated it, Bridget. You're going to try to make me love you? Okay. You're going to try to make me do something I don't want to do. And so I became very, very vindictive and spiteful because I didn't know. You try to make me do something I don't know how to do. So in my mind, you're trying to embarrass me because you know I don't know how to love. You know I come from a broken family, right? You know I'm dysfunctional, right?
And the woman didn't think she was doing that to you. That was your mind.
It was my mind. Yeah. But I had to make myself believe that. You know why? So I wouldn't become close to them.
Wow.
So, but they still wanted to stay around, and I'd be like, I'm trying to push you away, everybody. And then I learned in therapy. She said, you want women to rely on you, and then when they rely on you, you get mad at them. And it's true. I didn't know where that came from. Let me tell you something. You're the first person I'm telling this to. I went to dinner with my ex-wife the other night, her brother and her girlfriend, okay? And we were talking. We had a great time. I'm going to do a video about this. We had a great time. So she's like, Leon, remember when we went through marriage counseling? I said, yeah, I remember. But Bridget, only thing I remember about marriage counseling is sitting in that chair nobody was in the office, and I stormed out. That's all I see. And she said, you told the man to call you 00. That's my nickname. My nickname is 00. She said, I told the counselor to call me 00. And I was like, what? She said, yeah, because he wanted to make you comfortable. I'm like, okay. And then when he started calling me 00, I went off on him and my wife because I said that they were double teaming me.
Oh, wow.
And he was black. So for 29 months, I've been doing videos about my psychotherapist and my psychiatrist and my personality disorder. And I tell people, I've only had 3 white women that were my psychiatrists. I never had anybody black. Okay, I've been saying this for 29 months, and just last week, my wife told me we had a black marriage counselor. Bridget, I can't picture his face. I don't remember his name. I don't remember anything about that. And so, check this out. It gets deeper. She said I went off on him and I went off on her in counseling, and I said I'm out of here. We left. She said that was the last time we ever been. And I'm like, what? I said I remember. And so when I think about it, I remember her saying we're going to marriage counseling today,
Mm-hmm.
and I was mad. I remember getting in the car, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember walking to the office. That's it. So I asked my friend who's a psychologist. You know what she told me?
What?
She said, "It's real, Leon. You don't remember that because they weren't a part of your image." So if your man or your wife says they don't remember something, it's because at that moment you made them so angry or they're so mad or whatever the case may be, they shut you out and you didn't matter at that time. So my wife and the marriage counselor didn't matter at that time, and I kept it away because I wasn't going to revisit it. This is what a psychologist told me. I'm not going to revisit that moment in time, and so they're gone. And so
you had the ability to just black out whatever you
but I
wanted
didn't know
to.
that I had that ability. Right. But I did it subconsciously because it worked, but I didn't know that I did it. So I was doing it later on in life and was like, so if these women out here listening, if you have a narcissistic husband or wife, or if a man has a wife, or they have traits, one of the traits that may be, man, she says she don't remember me saying that. Or girl, he said he had the nerve to say he don't even remember. It can happen because they are, at that moment, they are not a part of that person's image. So my wife was a wife, but I didn't want to be a husband. That wasn't my image. The counselor wanted me to be a better husband to my wife. That wasn't my
You
image.
what? That
MF,
was what? Yeah.
yeah. So I didn't connect with the reality, okay, right there. I didn't connect to it. And I didn't know that I could do that. It happened because of my personality disorder. Some things I truly believe we can't control, narcissistic people. And so, man, the psychologist said, well, it's because they weren't a part of your image at that time.
Wow.
And yeah, that happened recently. It happened twice. I went home to Cleveland and my sister was like, hey, we're going to see Tanya. I'm like, yeah, I remember Tanya. She said, you remember Tanya? Yeah, I said, I introduced you in Tanya. I introduced my sister to this lady. She said, you remember Tanya? I said, yeah, I remember Tanya. We was kicking it. And she said, yeah, I used to sleep together. And I was like, what? And I don't remember sleeping with Tanya, Bridget. I slept with Tanya from 92 to 94 off and on. I cannot, because when I was sleeping with Tanya, she was just an object. She wasn't a person. So I didn't connect to her because I don't want my emotions to connect to her and I fall for her and I get hurt. I had to disconnect, or eventually I'm going to break your heart and hurt you so you don't like me. So that I know you don't like me, then I don't like you because you don't like me. And so I don't remember having sex with Tanya. And that was another time where I disconnected from her because she wasn't part of my image. I was a player. I was in the military. I wore a uniform. Everybody was praising me, but Tanya was just an object. And so when a person is just an object, and it's going on now to people that are married, you date somebody, if you feel that your husband or your wife are disconnected, they are emotionally disconnected because they don't, for maybe they don't want to be in love with you, or they don't know how to love you, or they're embarrassed to say I don't know how to love, or I don't want you to teach me how to love because you could possibly leave me one day like my mother left me. That was me. I got discarded at 11 by my mother. And I have my mother's ashes. I talk to my mother every day. But I learned how to discard at an early age. So I wasn't connected emotionally to people. So I wasn't connected to Tanya. Tanya was just an object. And I didn't know this until recently. My psychologist said, yeah, Leon, when they're not a part of your image, you can shut them out and don't even realize you walk past, don't even realize you know them.
Wow. So you have opened up a lot right here, because when we talk about narcissistic relationships and abuse, that's part of the cycle, the discord. So
Yeah.
sometimes the discord is purposefully done,
Yeah.
and then sometimes it's not even thought
Right.
of.
It happens because I can't say it's a survival mechanism. I can't even say that my mind automatically goes to that. I hope it doesn't go to that again, but Now I'm not afraid of loving. I was afraid of loving. I was afraid of being close to people because I didn't trust myself. It had nothing to do with you. And that's what women don't understand. Is I want them to understand, and men too. He or she are not distancing themselves on purpose because of something wrong with you. No, it's something deeply wrong with them. They are afraid to commit. They are afraid to be them in a childhood, and it hurts too bad to go back and say, "Damn, my mother left me or my dad left me." Oh, you ain't about to leave me. And it's not like
So why do they get so angry, Leon? Why do narcissistic people get so angry when you try to hold them to a relationship? Why do they like leave me alone?
because they're not ready to talk about that at that moment or the future. They know that they're wrong. They know that they don't. They know that commitment is hard because when you ask them, so one thing they hate about that is like, well, let's talk about the future, you know. Oh, let's talk about our engagement, Jerry or Mike or Lisa. Let's talk about the wedding next year. That's way too much like commitment right now. It's a reminder that, hey, we're in a committed relationship and you're not supposed to be cheating. Not that you're going to say that, but at that moment, it's like I got to be with you for the rest of my life. Narcissistic people don't have longevity or staying power. So you say, let's discuss the relation. I hated that. That would drive me. I would punch the TV if she starts saying that.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's like, why do you want to talk about that boo? You know, I don't want to talk about it. You know why? Because it's like, do you know that I'm going to leave you? That's really what it is. Yeah.
Because you wasn't planning on sticking around.
No, and then now you want to ask me about something that I wasn't planning on talking about either. You want to talk about an engagement, a wedding? You really think I want to talk about that? And I got to, okay, I'm going to act like it. And now, just so that you don't bring it up ever again, I'm going to be in a funky mood while we talk about it.
Wow. What about the silent treatment?
I always say, I don't even like saying this, but I was really good at it. Because it gave me peace, control. It trained her how to be quiet. Because a good woman, and there's a lot of good women out here, and there's a lot of good men out here that really love a narcissistic Leon or love a narcissistic Leona. When they give you the silent treatment, guess what y'all do? You go into silent mode. You do. Okay, I won't bother you, Leon. I'm sorry. And you'll apologize. How many people have done that? A lot. And so I know that if I give you the silent treatment, whoo, peaceful night for me. I walk out the house, go smoke some cigarettes or cigars or hang out with my boys, go watch some porn in my car, maybe even go cheat, maybe even go buy a prostitute. I've done that too. And I come back, you're not going to ask me where I've been. Because the silent treatment is so bad that if you say something, I'm going to extend it. Now, the first time I did the silent treatment, was like, what the fuck? You mean how you going to tell me we ain't talking? Keep talking, and then you get quiet. And so next time it come around, if I do it, you're going to be like, because you're a talker. You want to be next to me. Yeah, you want to cuddle. You want to rub our toes together. I knew all of that. But I was so selfish and indignant and egotistical and cocky that I can go a couple of days without talking to you, and then when I come back and talk to you, you're going to still love me. I had it real bad, Bridget, and I had it very bad. I didn't like being wrong. I didn't like being I didn't like being held accountable. One thing about me, I wasn't physically violent towards women. I wanted to be, though. So don't let nobody tell you, well, narcissistic people, only ones that are violent are malignant narcissists. No, they can't. All of them can be. I know I could be. And there's times where I fantasize about hurting some women that I was with, but I never did it. I'd like to think that if I don't like to think that, but I wonder if I wasn't in the military, what type of person would I have become? I still would be narcissistic, but would I have been a murdering person? I don't know. Because military, I didn't want to ruin my career and go to jail for killing somebody. You know?
Yeah, because your career was very important to you.
Yeah. And one thing about narcissistic people, the things that are important to them, they don't screw it up.
Mm.
Sadly, the wife or husband should be important.
Mm-hmm.
But I put all my
Mm-hmm.
women on the back burner. They were important just for when I wanted them to be important. And that was very unfair. But I had the ability to blame it on her because she stayed.
And Leon, I'm sorry I'm looking at you like this, but I'm just thinking
No, it's
about
cool. I get it a lot.
I'm just
You
thinking
ain't seen
about the
nothing.
women.
You ain't seen nothing yet. My psychiatrist look at me like that. One psychiatrist said she's surprised I was still alive. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just thinking about the women and the hurt.
A lot.
You know?
There was a lot of it. And Bridget, it was daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. And I think back, man, I don't even know how I did these things the things that I did, things that I said to women. Every woman I dated, I put her life at risk and didn't even feel bad about it. Hell, I didn't feel bad about my own life being at risk. I didn't. That was a very euphoric feeling for me to be living dangerously. If it wasn't dangerous, if it wasn't like any type of ruckus or havoc, it was boring to me. And so I stopped thinking about, man, you should do better. You need to work on it. I'm like, I'd rather deal with this, go to sleep it off, and then wake up the next day. I was the same person, the same mindset. And I wasn't afraid of dying. I wasn't afraid of breaking a heart or hurting somebody's feelings. Nope. I could move on like use a piece of candy. Like, yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to ramble on.
No, I'm guys, thank you so much for being with us. We have Mr. Leon Walker with us, and he is talking to us about narcissism. And I love me some Leon because he's helping women and men recover.
I'll tell you, Bridget, I talked today and yesterday. I talked to two men, finally, two more men. So there's been 9 men that called me in the last 29 months. 9 out of 450,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
Only 9 men have reached out. So anyway, I'm like, I could talk to them because I tell them exactly what. So a narcissistic woman can tell you about me. I can tell you about a narcissistic woman.
Mm-hmm.
A woman can tell you about a man. So I can tell this guy, I can tell him everything, the way she's acting, why she's acting, what she's going to do next, because it's all textbook. It's nothing but our emotions, our feelings. We're very erratic. We are, until you get therapy. But I was all over the place. So I can tell anybody about their narcissistic girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife, anybody. It doesn't matter. We do the same thing. We act the same way. We have the same mindset. I chose to work on myself daily because I have to work on my behaviors. I have to change my behaviors. And I still have not the main thing, but I still have anger issues. And I don't want to trigger it. I don't want to go off. I don't bash, tear things up. I have, but I would get to a point where it's like, okay, I got to be real evil now. And I would like it. And I would watch how she would act or react or curl up in the ball or cry, whatever it was. I got satisfaction out of that. I don't want that anymore. Like a lot of people watch my videos and like, you son of a bitch, you son of a, I hope you go to hell, you rotten hell, Leon, I hate you. I get that. But I'm tired of saying, this is the Leon after therapy. This is blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that anymore. It is what it is. If they don't like me, I'm fine with it. I had enough in my career, in my life, that I'm okay with where I am now. This is my assignment. And if I die alone, I die alone. I don't want to die alone,
Yeah. I have one of my friends on with me, and she's answering one of our viewers, and it's Yolanda, and she said, I like to know how that goes. Rule number 1, never tell a narcissist they are a narcissist.
Well, here's the thing. People say that. I've heard it a lot, and they become infuriated when you say that. Because they know what that means.
Okay.
It means a lot of things, and none of it's good. And it also means that you know who I am, so you're gonna start talking to your friends about getting away from me and breaking up with me. When I want to be with you, I know I don't love you like I can. I know we don't hold hands and cuddle, and I know I don't say you're pretty and all this stuff. But narcissistic people can't handle it when people leave them. Now, if you call a narcissistic person a narcissist and you're in a relationship with them, they're gonna start to change things immediately. Because if like me, diagnosed, I know women could call me that all day long. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't like it. At 58 years old, I don't like it. When they say it's like, what, like I go into a child's like, you tease me, and then now if I blow up, I'm a public figure now. I can't blow up. I can't get mad. What I have to do? I got to work on myself.
So it's an insult.
Yeah, it's an insult. Yeah, because nowadays everybody's educated on it. You're such an effing narcissist, but they can say that to me, and I know it's like you. I would probably say something nasty, and then again, yeah, I would try my best not to say something nasty because I know it'll come out because I don't. It's an insult, and I've been working on that. People have been saying things about me, and I work on it. I've been working on it for 29 months. That's what people don't know. Just because a person's in therapy doesn't mean as soon as they come out of therapy they're healed. No. It takes work. It takes time. It takes years. It takes months of working on your behaviors, saying I'm sorry, I understand. You know, I work on that. One thing about me, I was gonna never apologize. You could catch me red hand. I'm like, so I don't give a. You shouldn't have caught me. You nosy for sneaking up. Yeah.
You say you nosy.
Yeah. Apologizing for me, Bridget, I had a lot of hard things, but when it came to being real and having integrity and character and morals, apologizing, Leon, that'll make it better. Maybe I don't want it to be better. I've said that a lot.
So what if you met up with a narcissistic woman?
I have 4 of them. I can't say that they were diagnosed. I think one was. She used to ask, "You think I'm narcissistic too, Leon?" I'm like, yeah, yeah. But what I noticed about them, I would never date them again. If they were to reach out to me because I'm single and they're single, I might, just because of companionship, I might go out and eat dinner with them, and that was about it, But
she was too much like you.
Oh yeah, it was just like me. Like, that I don't care, that lack of empathy, and I was like,
so that's not.
Yeah. And one is, she knows that she is. I said, you need to go and get diagnosed. You know what she did? This is what she said. She's like, yeah, she smiled. She knows.
So she knows what she's doing.
She knows. She had a girlfriend that, because she didn't show up, the girl's party was sabotaged, and she sabotaged it on purpose. She laughed at her. The girl spent a lot of money. Yeah. And so those women, is 4 of them, and it's 5 of them. And so I've been with
that's what narcissistic women do. They hurt like that. They sabotage.
Oh yeah, they can.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, men do too, but the women will lure you in, love bomb the hell out of you. What the narcissistic women do is they stroke your ego. They build you up. They get you to doing things. The narcissistic women are very, very seductive. And they get you in through cooking, through sex, through stroking your ego, reassuring confidence, making you feel like a real powerful dude, until they start seeing that you're falling in love with them. And once you fall, everything they did in the beginning is so powerful, you don't want to let her go. Especially the men. The men don't want to let those good-looking women go. Oh, no. Or if she had a really, really strong personality, she don't really have to be really pretty. If she got a real strong personality, she's confident, and she got great sex, and she can cook, he's in trouble. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, there's some good women out here that are decent looking or nice looking and have great personalities, that can cook and have great jobs, that want families or had a family and they want to get back with the guy just to be married. There's some good women out here, I know that. But those ones that are narcissistic, they ain't trying to have no family. They trying to have 3 or 4 guys, and everybody's going to have their day of the week and do something for them. This guy's for her hair. This guy's for her nails. Yeah, and there are men out here that'll do it. Just like me. Why would I want to let go all of that? But I had to let go of it because I had the same thing that she had. So I'm not going to be with her knowing that she can do me just like I can do her. It ain't going to work. I have to always be in charge of the little narcissistic relationship we got going on here. So rather than that, deal
So
with it.
it was fighting for position
All
with
the
the
time.
okay.
Yeah, ghosting each other, giving each other silent treatment, gaslighting each other. And I'm like, damn, this is how it is being with me. I'm like, but I would never, you know what I noticed about all of them? They all had issues with their mother. Every last one of them.
Wow. Guys.
And two of them have been abused by men. One was married. The other one had never been married. She was in her 50s, but she was abused by her children's father. The other one was married for 25 years, and she was abused by, she was a good-looking lady, too. But she was, yeah, and so the other ones were, I wouldn't mess with them. And they're not happy right at this. I know them. I see them every now and then. They're not happy. I could deal with them. We can go out and have a hell of a weekend because I know them. They know me.
Mm-hmm.
But then when money comes, I'm like, I'm out. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, Mr. Leon Walker is with us. Dr. Higgins was supposed to be with us, but he's having technical issues. So hopefully he'll be able to sign on before we go off. Okay, Leon, let's talk. I asked you some questions in our text. We want to talk about supply. We hear that all the time, narcissistic supply. So there's supply A and supply B. Is that a thing?
A supply C, D, E, and F too. Yeah.
Can you talk to us about supply?
So it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. It wasn't always about looks.
Okay.
So if she's a heavyset woman and she's very sexual, that would turn me on. So narcissistic men like me are very promiscuous. Like I didn't have a type. I had a feeling. And if she had, because it goes back, so two of my cousins were skinny. My one cousin was heavy set, the ones that were kissing me. My other cousin was skinny. The other girl that after my babysitter took my virginity, the other girl I had sex with, she was heavy. And so I had an attraction to skinny and heavy women. And through porn, I had an attraction to pale white women. So it was something that had to trigger my traits my addictive traits to these women. What was it? Maybe she had big breasts or big lips, or maybe she had small ears, or maybe she had a nice personality. Anything that I would connect to because of my childhood made me want to have her in a certain way. And then I used to watch my mother's girlfriends use the bathroom through this little hole in my mother's bedroom that my brother drilled. And so I used to see older women. I used to see their nipple, vulva, the hairy area down there, their butts. So I started liking older women. So I wanted more out of sex because I wanted a woman. So if I met a girl and she was like really like soft and like, oh well, no, I need a woman to like scare the hell out of me sexually, but want me. And so I couldn't get that from one woman. So the supply, it had to be in abundance for me.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? There was all types of things that I wanted in a woman, and I had, and so she had one or two things. It was like, okay, good, but I needed somebody else to have something else to fulfill something else in me. So the supply was sexual for me. Sometimes the supply is favors and money. I never wanted a woman's money, so I wanted different in every woman. So that's why I was a cheater. I never had a bad woman. Never. They were always good to me. But they didn't satisfy that lust for
Mm-hmm.
long periods of time. And so I had to find it in a different color woman, a different height, a different size.
Okay. Oh, we got so many questions, Leon. I don't know how we're gonna.
Just
Okay.
answer. Let's just do a 5-minute answer question.
Okay. Let's see if we can. Leon, you might have to help me. Okay. Let's see. What am I doing wrong? Oh my God, you're literally saying verbatim what he used to say. How did I not see this? How did she not see?
Because she wanted a husband. Okay. And so, and this is no disrespect to women by any means necessary. She got a man that could be a husband. So she thought until it was time to be a husband. People joke about this. Everybody want to be a beast till it's time to do what beasts do. When it's time to be a husband, if he don't know how to be a husband, he becomes embarrassed. When he becomes embarrassed, that's a blow to his ego, and it becomes a blow to his ego. Now he got to hurt you
Mm-hmm.
so that you can back up and don't expect him to be a husband. But he still want to be with you, but he want to be a little boy. Whatever he wants to do. Smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, play PS5, watch porn, whatever. What's the husband? What kind of husband does she want? She wanted a man that could protect, provide, be there, go to church with me, go to my mom's house, come to Thanksgiving dinner. No, if you got the dude that don't want, ain't about that life, like I wasn't about that life, I'm gonna go for a minute and I'm gonna get over there. I want to go smoke. I'm tripping. I want to go. I want to go cheat. So you see this guy, it's like, oh my God, she's a lot of women fall in love with the potential of what we can be.
Mm-hmm.
Women are very strong. Women are very courageous. Women, you all make stuff happen. You guys can make men into men and better men. I know that for a fact. That's the only reason why I'm doing these videos, because of women. Well, because of my boys. But she fell in love, or she thought. So he sold her a dream when they first met. And she went for it. And then what happens is we lose interest.
Mm.
It's not that you get wrinkled and gray and all this stuff in your breast sag. It's not that. We got you, but we want her too.
Oh, so it's more about losing interest and wanting something different.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what happens is you chasing somebody that God is removing out of your life. And then you Lord help me. And then Lord helps you, and you're not ready to let go of me. So I can go, I'm not gonna be a husband that you want. Now we got issues and you caught me cheating. You're not gonna go anywhere. You're not gonna leave, because you like, if I just stay one more week or one more month, you always think about the potential. And because if you leave too early, you're gonna regret it. And then you work, you go the rest of the whole next year, 2 years, thinking about me, worried about me, following me, and I'm gone. And you come by her house, see my car in the driveway. You might knock on the door. You might leave a note on my car. That happened to me too. You might drive off because you're monogamous, because you want to be a wife, because you want a home, you want a family. That wasn't important to me, and it may not be important to him. I'm sorry. A lot of times you try to make somebody be who they cannot be.
Mm-hmm.
You had a great father. You had a great uncle. You think this man could do that? Y'all don't do the research on these men or women. Nobody ever researched me. Nobody asked about my mother. Nobody asked about my father. Nobody asked about my grandparents. My light just tripped out. Never. But hold on.
Oh, you got all colors.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what happened, but there we go. So nobody researched me. I show up, decent guy, sexy, whatever they want to call me, in the military, got a good job. There's no need to do research on Leon. Yeah, it is, because I'm a monster.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bragging on that, but a lot of times you all see more in us than we see in ourselves. And then when you notice that and you try to get me to go in that direction, I'm not familiar with it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like it, and I become uncomfortable.
And that's when you start pushing back and like, I got to get out of here.
Gone, ghost, discard. That's right.
So let's see. We have another question. So what made you get married?
Greed. So check this out. That's a good question because a lot of y'all are dealing with it now. You got a man that's treating you right or treated you right, and then they changed. How many times did that happen? So no disrespect to my ex-wife. She's a hell of a woman. When I met her, I had 3 other women. And I was like, I can't let her go. So I got her. She wanted to get married her, and I didn't change my ways. And so I got married because I was greedy. I didn't want anybody else to have her. But that's the honest to God truth. So I knew if I just dated her and if I didn't marry her, she was going to like, Leon, well, I can't do this. We got to move on. I'm like, oh, Lord, I don't want to leave you. Because I was dating women that were the same type of women that my dad liked. Smokers, drinkers, fighters, women that could easily have sex outside and give me oral sex in the back seat of a dump truck. It didn't matter. I was attracted to those type of women. And my dad pushed away good women like my ex-wife. And when I got older, I was like, hey, I like the same type of women my dad liked, and then I pushed my ex-wife away. She had a degree, she didn't have any kids, she didn't smoke, she didn't drink. Those women that I cheated with, smoked, drink, had kids, gunshot wounds, staples in their eye, all kind of stuff. And I was attracted, I was learned behavior. Learned behavior is a mother, Bridget, it's deep. So I learned to like what my dad liked. And then when the women came around for my dad that he didn't like, he would go hide and tell them, I'm not here. And what I do, I did the same thing. But I'm like, geez Christ, these women that I was attracted to, the smokers, drinkers, the fighters, they were cheaters too. I just think they just didn't get caught. But I was cheating on that. It didn't matter. But they were bad for my health. They couldn't help me grow. My wife could help me grow, but I didn't want to grow.
You didn't want to grow.
No. A lot of times these women have got these men like, Jesus Christ, man, we have an amazing home. We both have great jobs. We both get bonuses. We have, $300,000 in the bank, and then we have credit. It's just too perfect for him, Bridget. It's too pure.
Oh,
That
wow.
man wants hell in his life. Yeah,
He wants chaos.
that's why I guarantee you. I'm talking women now. They go to church with their husband. He's in the church like this. I did it. Well, if you don't want me to go to church, go to sleep in church. Don't bring me to church. Or I'm like in the cut. Then they're tearing my retina, flirting with women. At church.
And your wife was right there.
Somewhere around. Listen.
How did she?
And I'm not.
How did she forgive you? I think that's a question that we probably all have. How did your wife forgive you, your ex-wife?
She probably became my mother in her mind. Because we were at dinner the other day, laughing and talking, and every time I tell a story, she's like, yeah, the devil himself. So she was a strong woman, man. My ex-girlfriend was strong. All of them were strong. To deal with me.
Have they all forgiven you?
I talked to all of them, most of them. One is like, one hates me, another one, like, get out of here, boy, But yeah, for the most part, I talk, and that's the bad part about this journey, Bridget. I got to see them. When I go to Cleveland and be out, like, hey, Leon, how you doing? I saw your videos. I can't believe I'm like, I know. And I'm a different dude now. But they like it. It's fun. And then it's like, it's so scary that because they will still be with me if they were single. I think I'm not taking anything away from that men that they're with, but maybe that's narcissistic of me to say that.
That could be. That could be.
It is. Let's just keep it real. It is. See how this stuff comes out, but yeah, I think that. But it's because I don't want to feel a regret of breaking their hearts.
Yeah.
But I know I broke their heart. And so I have to, when they call me like, Leon, you did this, you did that. I'm like, yeah. But my ex-wife forgave me. There was some other good qualities we had. I don't know how she forgave me because I would have never forgave her as she did what I did to her. What? Oh no. Oh no. But in therapy, I learned forgiveness.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
goodness.
have to be fair. The hardest thing, one of the good things for me now is like, I like being fair. Look here, man, because I did everything wrong in
Mm-hmm.
relationships. Women didn't do anything wrong or bad to me that I know of. Wasn't to where it hurt me and make me
Mm-hmm.
mad. I'm like, you
Mm-hmm.
you know. But being fair and saying, okay, you know what, you're right. I did that. And now, Bridget, I don't even remember doing a lot of things that I did. Like that, our marriage counseling, don't remember him at all. Could not tell you his name, how he looked, nothing. Tanya, that I slept with for a year in Cleveland, in the parks, in her Jeep. I remember being in her Jeep. I remember being in the park. I don't remember having sex with her though, but I did. So it's like a lot of stuff with narcissism in the mind and the brain is just real. But
Mm-hmm.
that blacking out or forgetting, or maybe I was really good at suppressing things and acting like it didn't really
Mm-hmm.
happen. But I know who I got that from, my mother.
Yeah.
She could look me in my face and tell me some things. I'm like, what? Oh yeah. It's a it's a protection mechanism,
Mm-hmm.
survival, so that I don't have to connect with the pain of
Mm-hmm.
loss, the pain of understanding I was wrong, the pain of regret. I don't have to connect to that. But now I'm okay because I
Mm-hmm.
realize saying I'm sorry, admitting that I was wrong, it makes me better and stronger. It doesn't make me worse.
Yeah.
But back then, it would kill me. I'm like, oh no, because I take a chance of you walking away from me, like my mother walked away from me. Oh no, when my mother left me and my parents got divorced, I wanted to kill myself. I don't know if that comes again. I don't know if I can handle that. I really don't.
So,
That's
Leon,
why.
when you tell your story, we look at the little boy who was so hurt
Right.
and we feel for him. But then we look at the man who did all these mean, ugly things to women. How do we?
That's fair. And so, right. I get it. That's why I said earlier, I could die alone. I don't want to die alone. But the thing is, if somebody dates me and I want to date, I want to get married again, she's got to be cautious naturally
Mm-hmm.
or because of my NPD. But the thing is, Bridget, I don't want that smoke anymore. I don't want to connect with hurting a woman. And I'm not, every time I thought that I could be hurt, so I'm a cheat or run, it was because of me. It wasn't because of her.
Mm-hmm.
So I was afraid of Leon. I was afraid.
So I know right now you probably could get married today or tomorrow.
Yeah,
Why
it's easy.
haven't you?
It's because I started this journey with my books and my speaking and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just I haven't been actively dating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go places a lot. I go out, get something to eat, come back. This is just maybe a road that God has me on right now. Maybe it's a timing thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I do crave women. I want to date. I want to take a woman on trips around the
Mm-hmm.
world, Tahiti, Bali, Japan, go experience culture.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about me with my overt personality is I'm a worldly dude. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
very social dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be flirtatious and be disrespectful to my woman. I don't want
Yeah.
that no more. I really don't. I don't want to share bodily fluids with another woman. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
that. I don't want to be risky anymore. Before I was risky as hell, Bridget.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to take a woman to, Malta or Curacao or Greece or the Wailing Wall and tell, hey, I've been to the Sea of Galilee, the banks of Jordan, the Wailing Wall. I've been all over there. I've been all over the world. I want to take somebody there and experience that.
Yeah.
That's my single life sucks. It does. It's like I can die alone. I worry about that now. Before I'm going through life having a good time, loving Leon, yeah. And now here come reality. Oh wow, yep. So when I start talking about my personality disorder, my dating pool went from this to this. But that's good for me because it's never been small.
Mm-hmm.
I just want a woman that
So are women afraid of you since you've
some are, and I get DMs like, Leon, some are turned on by it.
don't
I don't like that.
be Yeah, don't be, because I wouldn't want to get the silent treatment, and
No, all of that, it's not cool. I don't even want that. I don't
you
want
don't
to do that, Bridget.
think you would do that again, though.
No, that's too cruel. It's cruel.
Yeah.
No, that's not cool. I'm gonna tell you something. There it is, right there. I know that I get punished now. Before, didn't work. Like I mentioned earlier, I didn't worry about consequences.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I didn't. It's like if I'm getting you, I'm getting her. Or if I do something bad, get in trouble, I do something good to
Mm-hmm.
get people back on my side, like me again. Or just to brag. Yeah, y'all thought you had me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, yeah. But no, I want to date. I want a good woman. I do. Because I'm a excuse me, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
fun dude. I'm not bragging, but I like having fun. I'm a
Yeah.
jokester, I like comedy show. I'm a foodie. I can work out and jump rope, roller skate, whatever. I'm not a great cook, but I'm working on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna learn how to, I can cook simple stuff, but I want to be able to get in there. We
Mm-hmm.
dice the onions together, dice the peppers together, sprinkle stuff together, saute the onions together, I want to do
Do
those
you
things.
think age have anything to do with you changing
A
the
whole
older
lot.
you? Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, a whole lot. From age, this is bad news for y'all, but from age 20 to middle 40s, unless he gets therapy, he is not going to change. Ain't gonna happen. I went to therapy 46, retired from the Navy 48, then started doing videos about talking about my personality disorder until I was 55.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Age has a lot to do with it. Women are more mature than men by 7 years. Women are out here acting like men act like women, whatever, the roles are reversed, whatever you want to call it. But for the most part, women are the mature mate.
Mm-hmm.
And men that are narcissistic or have the traits or full blown, they can be very arrogant, very conceited, have an abundance of supply, so they're not going to want to stop doing what they're doing or being who they are. They're not
Yeah.
going to want to stop that.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. I don't want to miss no question. We got a ton of questions, but they have people that, okay, how long will a narcissist stay in the love bombing phase, or is it transactional?
yes, it's I wouldn't say it's transactional because that puts it more on what he's got to do for her. But the thing is, love bombing is all about how you see me. I want you to see me as this guy that can do
Mm-hmm.
this. Love bombing is not, oh, I'm gonna get you flowers and give you money and cash app and get your car detail. No, love bombing is I'm gonna do all these things so that you can like me and fall
So
in
it's
love
not
with me.
for me, it's for you.
Oh yeah, it ain't
Yeah.
for you. Hell no, it ain't for you. You got me thinking now. No, it ain't for you. It's never for that. It's for you to see me in a certain light.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Because once I love bomb, so this I tell people, be careful what you tell narcissistic men. Well, I haven't had an orgasm in 2 years, Leon. That's what Leon's gonna do. He's gonna study your body, he's gonna watch how you move when y'all kissing. So, for the most part, I would say 70%, maybe 80% of women are soft, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want you to be gentle with them. They'll tell their man, their boyfriend, just be soft. You kiss me too hard. You rub me too hard. You hump me too hard. A woman taught me a lot about other women.
Mm-hmm.
So, lost my train of thought. What was
You
you
were
saying?
saying about love bombing.
Yeah, and so they're gonna do all these things that you haven't been done. So you have to be careful what you tell a Leon, or a man. Be careful what you tell a woman because they're gonna be exactly what you want them to be, and that's true. And then it's like, oh my God, I've been missing this for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now when I come around, the dopamine is being released.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have that, we have chemistry, right? You have a physical connection to me. You have an emotional connection to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it becomes fulfilling to you because you've been empty. You've been walking around empty for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm giving you all this. And by the way, here comes Leon. Now this is what Leon gonna do for you. I'm doing what Greg didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Greg didn't kiss you on the forehead. Greg didn't grab your butt. Greg didn't give you massages. All right, I'm gonna do all that. Now here comes this is what Leon likes
That
to do.
sounds like a Joe song. What your man won't do.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And then now here comes Leon. So you're dealing with me and your ex that didn't give you what you wanted. And so now I'm very overbearing to you.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you be oohing and on and you can't wait to see me and you text me and all this stuff, you cook for me, I become your drug.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
become addicted to me.
that's what you wanted. You wanted to happen.
That's the love bombing. That's right. That's part of it. And so the love bombing happens because I want you to see me. This is what I can do for you, and this is how I can make you feel. And before you know it, you're like, oh my God. Then it's like I start to peel back or push back. Instead of coming over 5 days a week, now it's 4 days, it's 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, and you just fiending. And every time you call me and
So
remind me, I haven't seen
is that the devalue stage?
that happens
Okay.
then.
Okay.
Before that happens, devalue you, breadcrumb you,
Okay,
love
breadcrumbing.
bomb, boom, 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 everything. Oh my God, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Touch, touch,
Mm-hmm.
touch, blah, blah, blah. Push back, ghosting a little bit. Now you're fainting. Leon, where you at? Then I pop up with your favorite dish, some chocolate, maybe some flowers, a card. Oh, baby, I'm sorry, some money.
Mm-hmm.
Then I leave again. Then I hurt your feelings again. Then I come back and we make passion love. I leave again. And then the days between you seeing me become longer and longer. And then the devaluation starts because you make me mad. I explain to you some things. I got this going on. Now I start to lie to you. I'll lie to you. Gaslighting, make you doubt yourself. Then I lie to you, deceive you. And I breadcrumb you a little more. I come back, give you more. Then I ghost you again. In no particular order, but that's pretty much how it goes. And then the devalue is like to put you down because to make you start getting you prepared for the silent treatment. If you don't do this, if you keep saying this, if you keep texting, if you call me, I'm not going to call you back. I'm not going to come up, make you wait long and long and long. It's really bad. It's really screwed up thing to do. And then, so now guess what? You don't think you're pretty anymore. You don't feel pretty. You don't even look in the mirror. So now guess what you do? You believe solely in Leon. Now, instead of seeing you every day, I see you every 2 days or every 5 days, every 6 days. Then when I come over, you pretty yourself up just for me. And when I'm not around, you wipe out your makeup off, you go in bed, put your bonnet on, you go to sleep. You wait for me the next 2 days. And then the next thing you know, it's a month. It's 2 months. And I'm not your knight in shining armor anymore, but you're still addicted to me and you love me. That's how it happens. And
Wow.
yeah, it's really bad to say those things. It's really bad to do those things. And
Yeah,
but the thing is,
you answered the next question. They asked what the motive behind it when you sexually gaslight someone.
wait, say that again.
The question was, why would a narcissist sexually gaslight someone? What's the motive behind that?
Did he make her feel like she wasn't sexy?
Mm,
Did he make her wait for the sex? Did he make her beg for it? It's a control thing at that point.
okay.
Because for a woman that's monogamous and a woman that doesn't want to sleep with more than one man,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to do her like that. After you love bomb her, after you ghost her, after you breadcrumb her, after you devalue her, all of those things, the sex becomes like you ration it out. Narcissistic women do that to men that fall in love with them.
Mm.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it'll make you feel unwanted. And then when you do have it, sex with him or her, you just reset your emotions all over again because you're just sitting there waiting and you're feeling, especially when you're ovulating, you come off your period.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
And then
That's the time.
the narcissistic person probably have other supply that he's getting his.
Yeah, that's why you become unimportant.
Oh.
And then when you've been love bombing, you stuck now. You're addicted to it. So you'll wait, you'll call, you'll cuss him out until he stops replying. And you go, okay, Leon, I don't want to text you anymore. Now you're being controlled to be quiet. Now you're being controlled to suppress your emotions and feelings. And when Leon comes around, you won't express yourself. So now guess what happens? You lose your voice in the relationship.
You know, a lot of women, because um, we do have a room on Clubhouse. It's the other side of trauma, and we talk to women who have been in narcissistic relationships. Actually, they lose their voice altogether,
Gone.
not just in the relationship. They forget
Yep.
who they are.
They forget, and then you be controlled like a robot, and you start to cry more, and then guess what happens? You still gonna have sex with that person because that's all he wants. And you'll lay there staring at the ceiling, and while he's getting out, it's pretty bad. I've done a lot of things, man, I tell you. And so that's why I know if the Lord has me to not have anybody, and this I have to accept it because I've done so much wrong to women. It's like I discard and push women away. Why should he give me somebody? What if he does? I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that anymore.
So, Leon, someone wants you to explain again how the cycle goes. And we don't want to miss that because we don't want our viewers to understand what happens in this narcissistic cycle.
So, love bomb. Get you to look at me in a certain way. What I can do for you. How I can make you feel. Future faking. All of that. That's part of it too. And then you're locked in. And then I'll ghost you a little bit. So we go, wait a minute. Man, you used to call me 4 times a day. Now it's down to 2. It'll be gradual. And then the ghosting, and then you complain. Then I come back and give it to you real powerful again, whether it's sex for the weekend, tickets to a concert, get your head done, make your hair pretty. Then that Monday, I don't call. Tuesday, I text. Wednesday, I come back around, breadcrumb, and give you a little bit more. So the days between are spreading out, right? And then we get into an argument, and I give you the silent treatment. And then you go, okay, I won't harass you no more. You can't help it, so you text. I was just saying good morning, you text. And then we might get into an argument more than like you want to talk. And then I come up with an attitude. Then I devalue, like, see, this is why I left my last girlfriend, because it's, that type of thing. And then the silent treatment. And then sex all over again, breadcrumb you all over again. And you like up and down, in and out, like mad, happy, sad, crying. But then still, you'll have me come over so we can have sex or just sit down and watch a movie and eat a steak or something, and I'm gone again. Before you know it, the relationship is over. And you still think we go together. And it's like, nah, because you was tripping, so I kind of like gave you your space. It's going to always be your fault.
Always your fault.
And that's why it's easy for me to walk away without any regrets, because it's your fault. Now, in all actuality, it's my fault.
And Leon, she asks, how do I know when he's serious about me, loving me? And this is why we're doing this.
So, when that man is serious, let's say me right now. Well, I'm not going to use me because nobody knows, but when that man loves you when he keeps his word. He's been consistent for a long period of time. He introduced you to his mother. He introduced you to his friends. He shows up when he's supposed to show up, never late. He makes plans. He touches you. You can feel it when it's not sex, it's like love making. Or you can feel it when he's kissing you. When he looks in your eyes, you know. A man, if he's not cheating and he ain't got a bunch of other women, he's giving you all of his energy. So you can tell if he's tired, it's because you made him tired from the night before or whatever. It ain't because somebody else made him tired. He's gonna come over and not be ashamed. Like, baby, I'm tired. Blah 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 blah. They want to be up under you. If a man likes you, if a man feels he wants to be around you. If a man likes you, man feels you. If he's treating you right, if he's living right, he's going to trust you. He's not going to be insecure and think you're cheating. When people think you're cheating, look at other people, it's because they're doing it. It's period. Just that's simple. So if he's feeling you, he'll be around. He'll show up. If you got kids, they're not his kids. He'll spend time with the kids. He'll talk to the kids. He'll show interest in your family. He'll make future plans and keep his word. All these things, the opposite is what I did. The opposite. So I know when I was feeling a woman that I put time in, it didn't last that long. Well, I had long relations, but I was out of them, in them, but out of them because I didn't want anybody to have these women. I knew that they get another man and gonna do better than me. I ain't want that, so I just rather have you and keep you
And
and
just
treat
keep
you
you
wrong.
on that cycle. Just
Hmm.
keep you on that cycle.
And it wasn't tiring to me.
It
It
wasn't
was
tiring?
no, because I got motivation out of
Mm,
having and doing what I was doing.
yeah.
Narcissistic people get motivation out of the gaslighting, the ghosting, the mistreatment, deceiving, all of that. I got motivation. It was like it was fun to me. It was like my image. It was what I did, and it was I didn't have to love anybody. I could be me and do things that weren't constitutional to a healthy relationship. Not constitutional. It wasn't
Consequence.
no I can't think of the word right now, but it wasn't becoming of a healthy man in a
Hmm.
relationship.
Y'all, Leon he's pouring his heart out to us, and he really wants to help. He really wants to help. And we just love you, Leon. You have so many of your followers with us, and I know you just love them. I know you do.
Yeah, I get a lot of support, and this is not easy for me to do. It really is because it's really not easy because as women out there, couples still think that, oh, you this, you that, and still angry with me and don't want to move on, and they got somebody else. I'm like, all right, then wish me the worst, whatever, but leave me alone. But
Yeah.
I have to. I never, like I say, Bridget, I didn't volunteer to do this. My ex has me doing this. And so, and I enjoy helping people. I enjoy making my videos and giving people the knowledge about me.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about nobody else.
Look like we have a question from a man. How likely is a narcissist to return or attempt to hoover once you are out of the relationship, friendship, and show them proof that you know who and what they are?
They don't like that, but they will return. And once they return and you sit down and you have that one-on-one, if they stay long enough, they're going to go again. But they're going to come back. Narcissistic people will always hoover because they want to see first if they made the right decision by discarding you, cheating you, breaking your heart, breaking up with you, getting a divorce. Then they want to come back and see if they can still get you. So they'll test you, right? A text message,
Mhm.
email, phone call. If you go, hey, how you doing? It's been a while. Yeah. Don't ever do that. They come back around, which they will, because narcissistic people, I told somebody this today, I said, we don't just discard people and we're done, it's over with. Unless unless you're strong enough and you just
Mhm.
detach and are done with me and you move on, you get married, all that stuff, yeah, then they will still really want to know what you're doing and how, if you got better,
Mhm.
if you're able to move on in life and
Mhm.
find somebody better than me. They want to know those things, but they don't want to know it. They want to know it, but they don't want to see it.
Mhm.
So they will always hoover and they will always, come back and see what's going on with you and if they can get you back. I just did a video about that the other day. Yep, that was a great question.
That was good. We also had, oh, okay. So this goes to the flying monkeys. So someone said their families as well, the narcissist family can also be very toxic.
Very toxic, especially if you're a woman and you come into that family and they like you and you like his ex and you don't like her because she's strong, she's taking your brother to around the world and buying him new shoes and all this
Mhm.
stuff, and he like her, oh, that aunt or that sister going to show you in a passive aggressive way that they don't like you.
Mm.
And the mere fact that you keep coming around and you show up looking good and you strong, and when you come, he pop tall, he's happy. They ain't gonna like that. Family can be very toxic when it comes to that. That's right.
So they
That's
can
a
be
great point.
they can be the flying monkey.
I did a
For the,
video on that the other day too. Yep,
really.
family can be called flying families, flying family monkeys. That's right. They sure can. They will. They will. It's not just co-workers and people to go to college with. Those family members, that sister that's attached to her brother, or that mother that's attached to her son.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Leon, oh my goodness, we are just loving you here. You got a few more minutes with us?
Yes, I could do about 10
Okay,
more minutes. Yeah.
okay, okay. Um, people saying thank you. You've helped them tremendously. She was able to walk away, understand and walk away.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. They come back to destroy you. Okay, Leon, I do have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
In the Christian community, you hear a lot about narcissistic people having a lot of demons. They're demonic. They're
Mm-hmm.
evil. What do you think about that?
I believe that because I felt it. I believe that. I'm not going to say I ever saw it. I believe that because they're in the church, right? They're around God. They're spiritual, but they're also doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. They're speaking with a forked tongue.
Okay.
Now, one thing about me, I didn't play with the Bible. I didn't read it, but I wasn't in church. I did go into church. I was certain, but I stayed away from church 99% of the time because I'm like, I can't go up in there because I ain't right. I knew, but I wasn't trying to play with the Lord like that. I'm like, I don't want that smoke, God. No, no, no. But those people, they use the fact that they know the Bible and against people or in their favor. Women want to hear it. They want love a man and just in the pulpit, love a man that knows the word. But then he's got people in the pulpit, people in the congregation pregnant, or he's flirting with all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the ones they haven't. I think they got called spiritual narcissists. I've heard of that, but I don't know. But yeah, I know some men that are like that in the pulpit, and then they come to work and they flirt with young people and doing certain things and curse people out. Then they go to church. I'm not around people like that because those are people that are. I don't know. I can't say a person has a demonic spirit. I said that I had a demonic spirit because I felt it, and I didn't care.
So
I didn't
you
have any empathy. I didn't want to
felt
love
like
them.
something was taking over your body at times.
Yeah. I've seen things while I was, wasn't supposed to be doing things, high, whatever, with women, and I've seen things. I'm like, geez, but I couldn't do anything about it because I was inebriated, and so, or my mind was
Mm-hmm.
altered. I wasn't doing no heavy drugs or like that, but I smoked some weed in the past, but I don't like it now. But I've seen it, and I
Mm-hmm.
felt it, and I've seen it in people's face, and I know that it exists.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in church and you're talking all these things, and the God, you talking about God, and you read from the Bible, and turn to page 149. We're gonna talk about Ecclesiastes today, chapter 44, verse 10. The Lord said, and then you go home and curse your wife out, or you got a side piece, ain't gonna end well,
Yeah.
brother.
That's not
I know
that's
better.
not of God, huh?
Oh no, oh no. Now, one thing about me, I did a lot of bad things, but I wasn't playing with. I was playing with God. Let me take that back. But I wasn't in the church preaching stuff and then doing that. But I was playing with God. So I'd be like, Lord, if I just make it through this day, I won't do it again. The day comes, I do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Now I play with God. I
Do
did.
do
So I
you
know
feel like it was an addiction? Do you felt like
it's
what you
100% an addiction
mm-hmm.
because you don't just feel it in your flesh. It was in my body. It was in my blood. It was in my mind. Everywhere, everywhere. And then the person I had become, I was addicted to me.
Wow.
Yeah, I was addicted to me. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're gonna take this one last question for Leon. Are, are narcissists very introverted?
Oh, there's some, yeah, but like the covert are introverted.
Okay.
Overts are extroverted, outside, outspoken, overbearing, outlandish, self-centered, egotistical, cocky, arrogant. But the coverts are more introverted. They're more sneaky and low-key type of passive-aggressive type of people. Get mad, get angry real
Mm-hmm.
quick. Need to be in control. Very, 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 very jealous, insecure. Yes, those are people that you see when they were kids. They got bullied, beat up. They didn't look so hot, and they grew up to be this beautiful swan. And now they got $200,000 a year, and they making a great credit score, cars, a house, and they live by that. I wrote about that in my book, The Seven Loveless Traits. The one loveless trait is titles and status. Narcissistic people.
Yeah, I want us to talk about your book before you leave.
Okay.
So where can we find that book and talk to us a little bit about what's in it?
The book is on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. I called it The Seven Loveless Traits. If you ever heard of the five love languages, it's the opposite of every love language. So if your love language is communication, I am not a communicator. I'm saying, narcissistically speaking, bad communication, no communication, lack of communication. If your love language is acts of service, narcissistic people are going to be acts of disservice for you. And so it's the opposite of the love languages.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out March of this year. It's doing okay. It goes up and down, but people don't want to read about narcissism, so they don't buy it. But when they do, they're like, oh, wow. So it's a lot of stuff in there, just like my videos.
Yes, and if y'all are not following Leon, please do. He's on all your social media platforms. Do not
Yeah,
look
social
miss.
media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Leon R. Walker Jr. And my website is www.leonrobertwalkerjr.com.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Leon Walker. Oh my goodness.
We can do it
Yes.
again, Bridget. Let me know when you want to
Yay.
do it again.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.